Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Takara Tomy exclusive. This is the Dramatic Capture series. This is Nemesis Bridge. So this is a 3/4 pack if you include Laserbeak, and what we're going to do, we're breaking this down into individual bots. So what we've got, this is the outer sleeve, and it just looks amazing. I just want to share this artwork pretty much in every single video that I do on this set because it's beautiful. And also, as you can probably gather, the phone isn't, or the camera isn't on a stand, it's just too big, I can't fit it in. So there we've got the actual contents in the top there, and there we've got again the figures of them transforming with the laser beak, and as you can already see I've got the throne out. So this is, as I say, this particular set, and we're going to look at different figures at different times. Behind there is the actual packaging that holds the figures in. It's a bit like a Generation Select. It's in just mainly black. You can't really say it's, you know, the print, because it's not. It's just the normal cardboard where it hasn't printed anything. You can make out the Nemesis there, which is fantastic, and there of course is your Decepticon logo, and there is the name of the set. Right then, let's have a look at the figures. Okay then, so now it's the turn of course, Soundwave. I know some people will probably say save the best till last, but again, just a quick reminder, all of the other figures are in their own separate reviews, and I can definitely confirm for you guys that this is, as you can see by the waist there, that this is the Netflix variant or use of the molds. So it is stunning. I've always liked Soundwave, let's be honest. I think most people do actually really like Soundwave. He's always had the cool voice, and anybody who remembers tape players back in the 80s, just again, it's just so iconic. Now very quickly, and again I am going to do a much more detailed video on all of this with the comparisons later on. This is your standard Netflix Soundwave, so you can see that the grey parts are in fact painted silver, so they just look to have that little bit more sheen. So again, it's more of like a Takara premium finish, which is again something they've done for so long. This is your Siege version, which is exactly the same of course as the Legacy, so just giving you an idea of how they look from the front. Excuse the glare. Right, what we're going to do then, as I say, I know we've reviewed this figure in numerous other videos, but I still need to do it in case you're interested in buying this particular set. So the head itself will of course spin all the way around. You can see it's on a peg there, so it can look up and down as well. The shoulders will give you, they're very tight because they're brand new, they'll give you the full T. They will go all the way around unrestricted. You've got a swivel at the top of the shoulder, you've got bicep flexion, and you've got unfortunately a huge hole in the forearms where the fist will fold in. The waist will swivel all the way around. These hip skirts do move, allowing a full kick up to the full 90 degrees pretty much both ways. You can pretty much get the splits. Same for that side. Bring the skirts down again, thigh swivel, knee bend, and a brilliant ankle tilt and rock. Right, very quickly I'm just going to show you that he does fit in the throne as well, or the Nemesis Bridge. I've called it a throne. Is it really a throne? Not too sure. I know Deathsaurus is a throne. This is probably just, you know, leader's chair or whatever. Right, so that is him. The detail on him, as I say, I've pretty much pointed out. I'm going to bring in all of the other members of the set and do the full scene in the third part of the video. Very quickly I want to show you as well that we've got the other accessories, and as you can see, these are silver painted as well rather than just the grey. This of course will fold out as normal, and Laserbeak, I think, to be honest, is looking exactly the same. Again, maybe just a bit more extra silver detail. We'll have a look at him in his alt mode in a minute. I've just got to show you this. He does of course fit into the chest. That's what it's all about. Maybe just a little bit of extra silver detail on the wings. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Maybe there's not at all. Let's have a quick look while we're here with this. Also, again, I will be uploading, or you've probably seen it already, the transformation process for Soundwave. The reason it's not on this video is just to keep the main length of it down. No, Laserbeak looks exactly the same, to be honest, which I think is great. That's enough of him in his robot mode for now. We're going to come back, have a look at him in his alternate mode, and then, as I say, after that we're going to come back, bring all the rest of the set together and do some Soundwave comparisons as well. So here he is in his pretty much, as I said, iconic alternate mode. Although it's completely defunct in this day and age, it still to me looks amazing. And although it's very blocky, and as I say, it's got no purpose in everyday society right now, it's still exactly that. It brings back all the memories from when we were a child. Exactly. The only problem with it, I find, is that there's just a bit too much space going on the back. So I know that most people, let's be honest, are not going to be displaying this in this particular mode, but I said the same thing about the Netflix. And although yes, you can take these accessories here, and I suppose you can start to what would be called as filling in the gaps, maybe, I'm not too sure, but you can still see. I'm not going to say it's lazy. I don't know what to say it is, to be honest. It just doesn't look great. Yes, it makes it balance and stand up together. Oh, that's come out pretty much obviously a lot better. And as I say, if you are going to be displaying it from the front, I always give these figures a bit of a get out of jail with that, no matter which company it is, because you can't see it from the back. It's okay, but I do feel that, you know, there's a load of whatever. I'm not too sure. It's crazy considering, you know, that perhaps they could have made it a little bit better, but as I say, they very rarely do make a soundwave now in his alternate mode, so it's nice that they actually do that. Of course, we can pop Laserbeak on it as well. And of course, we can put any of the other cassettes from the Wolf Cybertron trilogy as well into the actual tape deck, including some of the newer ones which are going to be coming out soon. But because, as I say, it doesn't hold any place in society really, I could bring in a couple of just figures just to give you an idea of the size. But as I said, I'll be very surprised. In fact, let me know, guys, in the comments if any of you will be displaying this, or do you display your Netflix Soundwave in this particular mode. I'd be very surprised if you do. I'm pretty sure there'll probably be someone, but for me, definitely going back into robot mode. So let's come back, have a look at him robot mode, bring in some other Soundwave figures, and of course put all three of them together. So then we're back for the final time with him in his robot mode. I'm going to show you how his accessories look, and as I said, bring in some of the rest of the cast. And I've already posed him in this purely so I don't forget to show you this, that you can of course do the iconic pose and indeed press the finger yourself on top of the eject button. And of course, as I say, this is where you can eject Laserbeak, which is brilliant. Let's be honest, it's great. So all you need to do is bend the elbow up enough. It does unfortunately show off the huge forearm gap, but you can press that. While we're looking at the forearm gap, I did say this on the Netflix one as well. I'm pretty sure I did, but it made no sense to me for them to keep these parts in. Now these, correct me if I'm wrong, are on the back of your Siege and your Legacy ones. These are landing gear for the alternate mode, which is of course a ship. That's the Netflix one, and there indeed is your Siege one. So again, I don't know why they kept them on. It just seemed strange to me. I mean, they do, I suppose, join together at the back when he's transformed, but it just, yeah, seemed like a bit of a waste to me, and I just thought I'd mention that again whilst we're looking at it. So let's bring the accessories in. Let's put the over the shoulder. I don't even know what that's actually called, to be fair. That's really bad. I should know, of course, what that's called. Right, let's give this slightly different. Let's go opposite sides, purely because I'm looking at the other ones to the right hand side, which I'm going to bring in a second, and I'm going to just switch them over. So what we've got here, this is of course Nemesis at the bridge. The legs seem to, I've just noticed they seem to do that on them all, unless I'm doing something wrong or I've spun them round. What I mean by that is, look, here comes the Siege version with the legs apart, but this one doesn't, so maybe I am doing something wrong. So there is your standard Netflix, there is your Nemesis at the bridge with the extra silver parts, and there is of course your battle damage Siege. The Legacy was exactly the same, just without the battle damage, but they all look great. And of course I'm loving the fact he's got his red eyes as well. Right, very quickly whilst we're here, because the good thing about Soundwave is he's always got an absolute plethora of figures. You can't even see him, he's too tall. But we've got some others. So there is your reactivate one, which is interesting. Still waiting to get some more figures of them. And then this is of course based on the actual original G1 mold, but it's of course the movie colors. So there you go, there's a few Soundwaves. Again, you can't go wrong with Soundwave. I can see why so many people do. Just love the character and the figure so much. So this is the important thing. This is what we want to see. Can I bring them all in? Where's the space gone? Shockwave's going to go that side, and here is the Megatron. So let's see if I can get them to sit on the particular throne. While I'm doing this, I'm going to remind you guys that I'm going to do exactly what I did with the 5-pack of Autobots, because these figures have already had releases. I'm going to do an in-depth guide. There we go. Looking at them compared with their original releases, just to give you guys a hand if you want to decide on getting this pack as well, because of course they are all used, they are all existing molds. So keep an eye out for that video. It's only going to be a couple of days later, and there you have it. There is the Nemesis at the bridge. As I say, all three of these have their own individual videos, but I'm going to be doing a comparison video as well. As always guys, hope you found this interesting, and thanks very much for watching. Take care.